Every human was lost, until Earth's hidden Arctic super soldiers emerged. The war ended quietly, not with cheers or victory songs, but with silence. Across space, human signals faded, one by one. Great cities on Earth burned until they were only dark shapes under smoke. The skies no longer carried planes or satellites. The oceans were full of broken metal. To the alien alliance, it was proof enough. Humanity was finished. The aliens did not hate humans. They simply judged them weak. Humans fought hard, but they fought like individuals, not like a single force. When their fleets were destroyed and their defenses broken, the aliens moved on. Earth was left damaged and quiet, watched only by distant sensors. Small groups of humans survived. Some hid deep underground. Others lived in ruined cities, moving only at night. They had little food and less hope. Children were born who had never seen a clear sky. Old people spoke of the past like it was a dream. No one knew that far to the north, under miles of ice, something ancient and human was waking up. Deep beneath the Arctic, the ice cracked slowly. It was not loud. The sound never reached the surface. Thick metal doors unlocked after decades of silence. Soft white lights turned on, one by one, like stars coming back to life. Inside the base, frozen chambers began to open. Alex Carter felt the cold leave his skin. His eyes opened slowly. He did not panic. His training held his mind steady. He took a breath and waited. A calm voice filled the chamber, speaking in simple words. System active. Soldiers awakening. Alex stepped out of the chamber. His body felt strong, stronger than he remembered. His muscles moved easily. His mind felt sharp. He looked around and saw others waking up. Jake Morris laughed softly as he stretched his arms. He looked taller, broader, and his eyes were full of energy. Nearby, Lisa Bennett stood still, watching everything. Her face showed focus, not fear. Nathan Brooks was already checking the room, reading screens and data as if no time had passed. They remembered their past lives only in pieces. They remembered training. They remembered being told this moment might never come. They remembered being told the world could end. Now they knew it had. A large screen turned on at the center of the room. It showed images of Earth, burned land, broken cities, empty skies. A recorded message began to play. The voice was old, tired, but clear. If you are seeing this, then humanity has fallen. This project was hidden from all governments. It was built for one purpose: to survive when all else failed. You are not rulers. You are not heroes. You are a last answer. The message ended. Silence filled the room again. No one spoke for a long moment. Lisa Bennett was the first to move. She walked forward and placed her hand on the console. Status report, she said. The system answered. Alien occupation minimal. Human population critical. Earth classified as abandoned by enemy forces. Jake clenched his fists. They think we are gone, he said. Alex nodded. That is why we are still here. The soldiers were shown the truth. Humanity had fought bravely, but it had been unprepared. The aliens used faster ships, stronger weapons, and better coordination. In the final year of the war, the loss rate became impossible to replace. This base was built long before that, hidden deep under the Arctic ice, powered by reactors that could run for centuries. The soldiers were changed through careful science. Their bones were stronger. Their blood carried more oxygen. Their minds were trained to stay calm under pressure. They were not monsters. They were still human. The base began full activation. Hallways lit up. Old machines started moving again. Hidden hangars opened, revealing dark ships shaped for speed, not beauty. They carried no markings. Nathan Brooks studied the data. Alien patrols are light. They believe Earth has nothing left to defend. Lisa looked at the team. Then we do not announce ourselves. Days passed underground as the soldiers trained and adjusted. They tested their strength. They tested their weapons. They ran drills again and again. Each of them moved faster than normal humans, but they still worked as a team. Alex spent time alone between training sessions. He watched old recordings of Earth before the war. Blue oceans, green land, people laughing in sunlight. He felt a quiet anger, but it did not control him. He turned it into focus. Far south, in the ruins of a city, a small group of humans watched the sky. They lived in broken buildings and old tunnels. Food was rare. Water was filtered from rain. One of them, a young woman named Claire, pointed upward. "Did you see that?" she asked. A streak of light crossed the sky, fast and silent. It did not look like alien ships. It moved too smoothly. They did not know that the Arctic soldiers had launched their first probe. The probe returned quickly with clear information. Alien supply ships moved in predictable paths. Their shields were strong, but they relied on early warning systems. Systems that no longer expected resistance. Lisa gathered the team. We strike small. We strike fast. No survivors who can report. Jake smiled. About time. Their first mission was simple. Destroy an alien supply ship near Earth orbit. No broadcast. No warning. The human ship rose from beneath the ice like a shadow. It passed through clouds and into space without being seen. The alien ship never detected it. The attack lasted less than 30 seconds. The alien vessel broke apart in silence. No distress call was sent. No record remained. Back on Earth, the soldiers watched the result. Humanity had drawn first blood again. But the galaxy did not notice yet. The team returned to the Arctic base. No celebration followed. They knew this was only the beginning. The enemy was vast. One ship meant nothing, but it proved something important. Humans could still fight. Lisa addressed the group. We stay hidden until the moment is right. Survivors must be found. The enemy must be confused. Alex looked at the screen showing Earth. They think every human was lost, he said quietly. Jake nodded. Let them keep thinking that. Deep in the ice, the base continued to wake. More systems came online. More soldiers began to stir in frozen chambers, one after another. The project had never been meant for just one team. Humanity was not finished. Far above, alien sensors continued their slow watch. They saw nothing unusual. Earth remained silent. And beneath the Arctic ice, the last answer prepared to rise. The Arctic base no longer felt like a tomb. It felt alive. Light stayed on at all hours. Machines moved with purpose. Soft hums filled the long halls. More frozen chambers opened each day. More soldiers stepped out into the cold air of the base, breathing like people who had been asleep too long. Alex Carter stood on a raised platform and watched them wake. Men and women with calm eyes and steady hands. Some looked confused. Some looked angry. All of them listened when Lisa Bennett spoke. The world is broken, she told them. Most humans are gone. The enemy believes Earth is empty. That lie keeps us alive. No one argued. They could see the truth on the screens. Burned land. Silent cities. Empty space. Training began again, not to learn skills, but to remember them. The soldiers ran through ice tunnels and metal halls. They trained with weapons made for close fights and distant strikes. They learned to move without sound. They learned to fight as one unit. Jake Morris sparred with 3 soldiers at once and laughed when they fell. Not from pride, but from relief. He was alive. He had a purpose. Nathan Brooks spent most of his time with the systems. He spoke little, but his mind moved fast. He mapped alien routes and predicted their reactions. He showed Lisa weak points in enemy patrols. They avoid surprise, he said. They fear the unknown. Good, Lisa replied. We will be unknown. Alex joined a small team sent south for the first time. Their mission was not to fight, but to see. They traveled in a small craft that skimmed low over the ice and land. It avoided alien sensors and used old human paths. They landed near a ruined city. The air smelled of dust and rust. Buildings stood like broken teeth. Wind moved through empty streets. Alex signaled the team to spread out. They moved quietly, weapons ready but lowered. They did not want to scare anyone. They found signs of life underground. Warm air, old cables repaired by hand, footprints. Alex stepped forward and spoke softly. "We are human. We are not your enemy." At first, there was no answer. Then, a small door opened. Light spilled out. A man with tired eyes looked at them. "You are real," the man whispered. More survivors came out slowly. They stared at the soldiers like ghosts. Some cried. Some laughed. A child reached out and touched Jake's armor. "Are you soldiers?" the child asked. Jake knelt. "Yes. We came back." "Ugh." The survivors shared what little they had. Water. Dried food. Stories of hiding. Stories of loss. Alex listened and remembered why the base existed. They told the survivors to stay hidden. "Help is coming," Lisa promised through the link. Back at the Arctic base, more ships were prepared. Old designs, but improved. Silent engines. Strong hulls. Human technology shaped by years of fear and planning. The soldiers struck again. This time, 2 supply ships vanished near the moon. Then a patrol craft disappeared beyond Mars. Each attack was clean. No signals escaped. Alien commanders noticed gaps in reports. They blamed errors. Machines fail. They told themselves. Humans were gone. But rumors began to spread among alien crews. Whispers of dark ships. Of attacks without warning. Of enemies that did not show on sensors. One alien officer demanded proof. A patrol was sent closer to Earth. Nathan saw the change at once. "They are testing the silence," he said. Lisa nodded. "Then we answer quietly." The patrol never returned. On Earth, human survivors began to hear stories. Hidden voices passed the word from shelter to shelter. Humans were fighting again. Not openly, not loudly, but effectively. Hope is dangerous, some said. It brings risk. But hope also brings strength. Alex returned from another mission and stood alone near the ice wall. He placed his hand on the cold surface. He felt the weight of all the lives lost. He also felt something new. "We are not alone anymore," he thought. The base continued to wake more soldiers. Some remembered families they would never see again. Others remembered only duty. Lisa made sure they spoke, trained, and rested. She knew a broken mind could be as dangerous as a broken weapon. One night, cycle and alarm sounded softly. Not danger, but attention. Nathan spoke quickly. "Alien relay station detected. It controls long-range reports. If we remove it, Earth becomes invisible." Lisa did not hesitate. "Prepare a strike team." The relay station floated far from Earth, alone and confident. It had no heavy guards. It did not expect attack. Alex led the team. They moved through space like shadows. They cut into the station and disabled it without explosions. They erased records. They left nothing behind. When they returned, the galaxy lost its eyes near Earth. Alien leaders grew uneasy. Earth had become a blind spot. Some suggested sending a fleet. Others argued it was a waste. No life meant no value. Their delay saved humanity. Survivors on Earth received small drops. Food, medicine, tools delivered at night. No alien ever saw them. A woman named Emma held a warm pack of food and cried. For the first time in years, she believed tomorrow existed. Back in the Arctic base, Lisa watched reports of growing human movement. Small, careful, alive. "This is working," Jake said. "Yes," Lisa answered. "But the enemy will learn." Alex looked at the stars on the screen. "Then we will be ready." Deep beneath the ice, more chambers opened. More humans stepped forward. The last answer was becoming a force. And somewhere far away, an alien commander stared at missing data and felt something new. Doubt. The first true sign of fear spread through the alien ranks like a quiet sickness. It did not come from a great battle or a public defeat. It came from confusion. Ships failed to report. Patrols vanished. Supply routes became empty paths through space. Alien commanders demanded answers. Their machines showed no enemy. Their record showed no human fleets. Earth was marked as dead. Yet something was clearly wrong. Nathan Brooks watched the patterns from the Arctic base. He did not smile. He only pointed at the screen. "They are moving slower now," he said. "They are afraid to move alone." Lisa Bennett folded her arms. Fear makes them careful. Careful makes them weak. Alex Carter stood beside her. Then we pressed them harder. The soldiers changed tactics. They no longer struck only supply ships. They began to target command relays and fuel depots far from Earth. Every strike was planned to look random. No clear pattern. No clear source. Alien crews began to whisper. Some spoke of humans returning from death. Others spoke of a new enemy that wore human shape. Many refused to believe humans could be this effective. One alien ship captured a faint signal during a failed ambush. It was human, simple, clear. "We are still here." The message spread faster than the truth could stop it. On Earth, human survivors began to move more openly. Still hidden, still careful, but no longer frozen by fear. Groups joined together. Old radios crackled to life. Old maps were shared again. Alex led a mission to free a group of captured humans from an alien labor site. The camp sat in a deep canyon, guarded by towers and drones. The aliens believed fear alone would keep prisoners in place. They were wrong. The soldiers attacked at night. The drones fell first, silent and clean. The towers followed. When the gates opened, humans poured out, weak but alive. A man named Daniel fell to his knees when he saw Alex. "We thought no one was coming," he said. Alex lifted him up. "We came back." The freed humans were moved to hidden shelters. They brought stories of alien cruelty and human endurance. Each story became fuel. Jake Morris trained small groups of survivors. He showed them how to move quietly, how to watch the sky, how to survive one more day. "You do not need to fight like us," he told them. "Just survive. That is enough." In space, the aliens finally acted. A medium fleet was sent toward Earth to confirm the truth. Not an invasion. A test. Nathan saw it hours before arrival. "They want proof," he said. Lisa gathered the soldiers. "Then we give them a lesson. The battle did not happen near Earth. It happened far out, where no human cities could be harmed. The human ships waited in darkness. When the alien fleet entered the zone, their sensors failed one by one. Confusion spread. Orders overlapped. Then the strikes began. Human ships moved faster than alien targeting could follow. They hit engines, not hulls. Weapons, not crews. The alien fleet broke apart without understanding how. When the survivors fled, they carried fear back with them. For the first time since the war began, the Alien Alliance held an emergency council. Humans were declared an active threat. The word spread across the galaxy. Some alien races laughed. Others remembered old warnings about human stubbornness. A few began to prepare defenses. Lisa watched the council recording. "They see us now," she said. Alex nodded. "Then we stop hiding." The soldiers increased their operations. They did not attack civilians or neutral worlds, only military targets. Only symbols of alien control. Nathan launched false signals across space. Alien fleets chased ghosts. Resources were wasted. Trust between alien commanders began to break. On Earth, the change was visible. Small lights appeared at night. Fires burned again. Children laughed in places that had known only silence. A woman named Hannah looked at the stars and whispered thanks to people she would never meet. Alex returned from orbit and walked through the base. More soldiers filled the halls now. The project had reached numbers never tested before. Lisa met him near the command room. "We are waking the final chambers," she said. Alex took a breath. Then there is no turning back. The next months were filled with constant motion, battles, rescues, rebuilding. The soldiers were tired, but they did not slow. Jake was injured during a rescue, a deep cut across his side. He refused to rest until the last civilian was safe. "Humans first," he said through pain. The aliens attempted a trap near a distant colony world. They baited a signal and waited with heavy firepower. Nathan saw the pattern just in time. "They think we rush without thought," he said. Lisa smiled slightly. "Then let them think that." The human response was not direct. Instead, their allies among freed humans sabotaged alien fuel stores on nearby moons. The trap collapsed before it could close. Alien commanders argued. Accusations followed. Some were removed. Others resigned. Fear became anger. Anger became mistakes. Alex led a strike against a major alien command ship. It was risky. The ship was heavily guarded. The team breached the hull and fought through narrow halls. The aliens were strong, but slow to adapt. Humans changed plans in seconds. When the command ship went dark, alien coordination across 3 sectors failed. The galaxy felt the shock. Humanity was no longer a rumor. It was a force. Lisa addressed all active units. "We are close to the end of this phase," she said. "The enemy is wounded, but dangerous." Alex looked at the faces around him. Soldiers, survivors, humans who refused to die quietly. "They tried to erase us," he said. "They failed." On a distant alien world, an old commander stared at reports and whispered a truth he could no longer deny. Humans were never weak, they were patient, and now they were angry. The alien alliance did not accept defeat easily. Fear had turned into rage, and rage pushed them toward one final decision. They would return to Earth in force and erase every trace of human resistance. Not to occupy, not to study, only to end it. The fleet they gathered was the largest since the first invasion. Ships filled space like a dark storm. Their weapons were charged. Their orders were clear. Earth must burn. Nathan Brooks saw the fleet long before it reached the inner system. His face was calm, but his voice was tight. "They are coming with everything," he said. "No probes, no tests." Lisa Bennett stood in silence for a moment. Then she nodded. "Then this is the last stand." The Arctic base went into full alert. Every ship was fueled. Every soldier was awake. Final chambers opened, releasing the last of the hidden force. Men and women stepped forward, knowing this would decide everything. Alex Carter walked through the hangar, looking at the ships and the people beside them. He saw fear, but also resolve. These soldiers were not fighting for victory songs or medals. They were fighting so children could see the sky again. Jake Morris adjusted his armor and grinned. "Guess they finally noticed us," he said. Emma Fields, a young pilot who had grown up in underground shelters, tightened her grip on the controls of her ship. "Let them notice," she replied. Lisa gathered all units through the open channel. Her voice carried across ships, halls, and space. "This battle is not about pride. It is about survival. Protect Earth. Protect the people below. If we fall, they fall. If we stand, humanity stands." The human fleet rose from beneath the ice and from hidden bases across the planet. For the first time since the war began, human ships filled the sky openly. The aliens saw them and hesitated. These were not the broken fleets they remembered. The battle began far above Earth. Space lit up with fire and movement. Alien weapons struck hard, but human ships moved like living things. They did not fight in straight lines. They did not follow fixed plans. They adapted. Nathan fed live data to every unit. Weak points shifted every second. Human pilots responded instantly. Alien ships began to fall, but the enemy numbers were vast. For every ship destroyed, 2 more pushed forward. Some broke through toward the planet. Alex led a defense group straight into the heart of the alien advance. His ship took damage, alarms flashing, but he stayed focused. "Target their command core," he ordered. Human ships followed him into danger. They took losses, but they did not slow. One by one, alien command vessels went dark. On Earth, survivors watched the sky. They saw flashes like distant storms. They held each other and waited. A child named Noah asked his mother if the stars were fighting. She nodded and held him close. Jake's ship was hit and spun out of formation. He fought the controls and laughed through clenched teeth. "Not today," he said. Emma flew close and shielded him, taking hits meant for his ship. Together, they broke free and returned to the fight. Lisa commanded from the center, her voice steady even as reports turned grim. "Hold the line," she said. "Every second matters." The aliens launched their final push. Massive ships moved forward, weapons glowing with power meant to crack planets. Nathan saw the charge and spoke quickly. "They are preparing a surface strike. If it lands, Earth is lost." Alex did not hesitate. He redirected his ship toward the largest alien vessel. "All units follow me." Lisa understood at once. That ship controlled the strike. If it fell, the attack would fail. The approach was brutal. Alien fire tore through space. Human ships exploded, but others took their place. Alex's ship shook violently. Systems failed one by one. He remembered the old world. Blue skies, quiet days. He remembered why he woke beneath the ice. He pushed forward. The human fleet broke through the defensive wall and struck the command vessel at close range. Weapons fired until barrels overheated. The alien ship cracked and burned. Then it exploded. The shock wave rippled across space. Alien coordination collapsed. Ships drifted or fled. The strike on Earth never came. Silence followed, heavy and unreal. Slowly, the remaining alien ships turned away. Some escaped, many did not. The battle was over. Human ships gathered above Earth, damaged and few, but alive. The sky cleared. The stars returned to their quiet places. On the surface, people emerged from shelters. They looked up and cried. Some laughed. Some fell to their knees. Humanity had survived. In the Arctic base, medical teams moved quickly. Wounded soldiers were treated. Names were recorded. Losses were counted. The cost was high. Jake lay on a medical table, breathing slowly. Alex stood beside him. "We won," Jake said softly. Alex nodded. "We did." Lisa watched the Earth from a screen. Fires burned, but cities still stood. Oceans still moved. Life remained. The galaxy sent messages soon after. Some offered peace. Some offered distance. All acknowledged the truth. Humans were not gone. Weeks passed. Reconstruction began. Survivors came together openly for the first time. Farms were planted. Power was restored. Children played outside without fear. The Arctic soldiers did not take control. They did not rule. They did not stay. One by one, ships returned north. The base beneath the ice powered down sections. Soldiers prepared to sleep again. Alex stood with Lisa at the edge of the hangar. "Will they remember us?" he asked. Lisa looked at Earth one last time. "They will remember that they survived," she said. That is enough. The final chambers closed. The ice settled. The Arctic became silent once more. Across the galaxy, a new lesson spread. Humans could be pushed to the edge. They could be broken. They could be lost. But when all seemed finished, they returned. Not loud, not proud, just unstoppable.